It's on. Are you guys still awake?
Yep.
Okay, I was just muttering about passwords and settings for 10 years. Hey. Ah, nice. Oh, right. I'm just gonna sit there and stare at me, staring at me, staring at me. Um. So, like I was saying, still technically winter. 27th of Chis in the town of Marsimber and Cormyr. Uh, you guys are actually in different dorms. I remember. Like one of you.
Right. I got Pegasus, I think.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, they walked up and asked you, which do you like, Pegasus or Wyverns? So, for the most part, classes and schedules and syllabi? Syllabuses? Syllabusy?
Syllabus, yeah. Let's go with that.
Yeah. More, what do you call them? Not consonants, not vowels. The, like, rhythmic way to... Syllables! Yay! Yeah, the more syllables you give something, the more official it is. But you guys keep overlapping quite a bit because, you know, you're learning a lot of the same stuff. So one of the first things they do is to try and make sure that everybody can read and write, you know, because not everybody can do that. You guys kind of sleepwalk through that for about a week before they realize that you know how to do it already. Wait, does Alindra actually know how to read and write?
Yes.
Does she know how to
I would
arithmetic?
assume so. Hopefully.
Well, I mean, did you choose it as one of your things?
Do I need to choose it? How do I choose that?
What was your background? Your background was winemaker, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so they want to make sure that everybody can read and write because you won't last too terribly long as a maid without being able to read.
Generally helps.
Yeah.
So what do I need to pick for that?
It's one of the proficiencies, non-weapon.
Yeah, one of the non-weapon proficiencies.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Actually, let's do something. Let's do something that we haven't actually got to do yet. Not proficiencies, magic. There we go. Okay, so, what do we say? You're level. Well, I mean, technically level 2. So, you know how this is. Based in it's a spell point system, right?
Spell point system?
Yes.
What is that?
Well, have you ever played Final Fantasy?
Nope.
None of them ever.
Nope.
Am I really that old already? That there's no common language there?
It was always around. I just never played it. There's too many items and stuff. It was hard to keep track of.
Right. Well, I mean, do you not know how mana works?
So we have mana?
I'm just waiting. I don't. What is?
Kind of, yeah.
Well, I mean, you have spell points.
Where was that on the links?
Purple worm.
Player options, spells, and magic.
Player's options, spells, and magic, chapter 6. So, you guys are technically level 2, so you start out with 8. And then you're also channelers, which is a optional system from 2e. Which is kind of why we're in 2e. Okay, so you start out with 8. Wizard modifies spell point total based on wisdom. Actually, you are going... you're going necromancer, right?
Yeah.
So you actually have 12.
12 spell points.
Are you trying to specialize in being a conjurer, or are you just being a general?
General.
Okay. About modify spell point total based on wisdom and constitution scores. Character's hit point adjustment for constitution and magical attack adjustment for wisdom. So, constitution, you got nothing and nothing for wisdom. Okay, what about the necromancer?
Constitution is 14, wisdom 16.
You got nothing for the constitution, you got a +2 for the wisdom.
Yeah. You say 12 spell points, is that it?
It's not wait, oh wait, no, you're just general. So +2 for your wisdom, meaning you end up with 14. Holy crap.
Okay. Is there a place I can put that?
No, that's actually what I was working on. Well, the general only has 8. Oh, that kind of sucks. Okay, so this is the general. So the blue one's gonna be your magic points.
I'm gonna put it on the token.
Yes. Unless there's... Okay, so your AC is 10. Which is the only AC you can have and be just as bad in 5e. Ha ha ha. Reasons. For reasons. Where in the world is your HP? I can't find where your HP is. There it is. It's under dexterity.
Mine?
Yes.
Mine's 4.
What's your AC?
I don't even know if I have any armor. Is that somewhere in the character sheet?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see.
Something.
AC. Ah, crap. What's your dexterity score? It is 11, so 10. 10.
Jelly King.
10. Armor type. Confusion.
Hey man, that one's on you.
Armor type. Armor type. Courtesy. Nah, that one doesn't make any sense. Ooh, armor type. Dog nightmares. Yeah, I like that one.
Okay.
He is armored in the nightmares of dogs.
So probably like giant cats or something.
Okay. Right. So the things you guys would have learned is that when you go to cast a spell, you actually have some options that you won't be used to. Um, one of those is what I think they would call free magic. Free magic is one that is one where you technically know the spell, like you have it in your spell book, but you haven't actually prepared to use it. You haven't set it up. You're not, you're not ready to use it, but technically you do know it. And that generally costs about twice as much as spells you've prepared.
Okay.
So, for instance, if you like prepare a specific cantrip, like if you prepare your like spider,
Mm-hmm.
your spider spell, if you prepare to use it and then use it, it doesn't cost anything. You're just kind of dizzy for a second or two. But if you don't, it actually costs a spell point.
Okay.
First level spells, if you prepare it and then use it, it costs 4. Whereas if you just like spontaneously just need it right then, it costs double, so 8.
Wow. Okay.
It kind of goes that way, all the way.
And is it always 4 points per level?
Yeah. Well, no. 4, 6, 10, 15, 22, 30.
That's a weird progression.
Well, the number it goes up by is 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. 5 and 6. That's where it gets weird. 2, 4. What was it? 2, 4, 5, 6. Kind of breaks it. Anyway, also that you technically can try out, spells that should be beyond your abilities. You technically can memorize and use higher level spells, but it's not necessarily a good idea to do it because, as you know, some people can just cast themselves into a coma and/or death. But the higher it gets, the obviously the more it's going to include information that you guys haven't been introduced to, and so the less sense it might make. I always like to imagine that looking at spells is like looking at HTML and just trying to parse out what it means. So if there's like a command or a function in there that you haven't been introduced to yet, you just have no idea what's happening anymore. Let's see. It hasn't actually been shown to you guys yet, but basically you can cast spells for greater or lesser effect. Obviously, a lesser effect will be less taxing on you, while a greater effect will be more taxing on you. Also, you can take longer to actually prepare the thing and have it be less taxing. Have it cost fewer spell points. Or, I'm not exactly sure how this manifests, like, in-game, but... Well, no, in the world, not in the game. But you can choose to cast things, like, with a special condition. So, like, let's say for the Necromancer, if you were going to try to raise the dead in a graveyard, like, you could set it to where that raise dead spell costs less if you're in a graveyard.
Oh, okay. So you can set
How would you
conditions.
set that up?
You basically just write the condition down on where you have the spell written.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like I
And you
said,
can just you kind of make your own.
yeah, just special conditions. Although you can't really do that more than once for a single spell.
So once you set a condition, is it permanent or is it like when you prepare it for the day?
good question. I think it might be a modification to the spell itself. So it'd just be like, that's the spell you... So you could technically have two different kinds of Raise Dead spells.
Would you have to like relearn another, like from another scroll or a different source to get the second version?
Yeah, so you would have one general and then one that's tied to, like, being in a graveyard, I guess.
And does that cost more as well? Conditional?
No, it costs less because it's objectively less useful.
Oh. Does it always cost less, or it costs less if the condition's met?
Yeah, that's but it's conditional.
Okay.
So, now is the time where you guys actually get to say a thing. What that thing is you've been around for 7 days. You know what your focus would be, and what you're looking to study. It's been almost a week. What have you guys been up to?
I think I've been learning the cantrips, probably.
Oh, yeah?
Experimenting a little bit. Yeah.
Found any that you liked?
Yeah, I found a bunch. Probably most of my time I'm summoning and then immediately exterminating the spider.
You just have like your dorm is filled with dead spiders.
Yeah, it's probably like my before going to sleep,
Sweet
little
dreams.
homework kind of thing. Summon the spider and then exterminate it.
What about you down in Pegasus?
So what's the time frame we have? Just a week?
It's just been almost a week since you guys, set everything that you wanted to study, and then, yeah.
She probably would have tried to stalk the lady with the cute dragon. So seeing what spells she could learn that had to do with creatures, talking to people, probably getting some of the lore of what people are doing there, how long it's been there, just kind of snooping around.
The school itself?
Yeah.
It seems to change depending on who you actually ask. Because obviously if you ask humans, if you ask any of the people that came in with you, or any of the people on the first floor, essentially, they tell you that it just opened. The island just appeared one night with a tower on it. But that doesn't exactly match up, because this place is fully formed. It has advanced students. It apparently has traditions. None of that would be true if it's brand new. So the only words you're getting are that it's brand new, but that doesn't exactly match up.
Interesting. Have I talked to anyone that hasn't said it's brand new?
If you directly ask anybody, that's all they're going to say. But, it's just the evidence doesn't exactly match up.
Mystery.
Okay, so you try to follow around the dragon fetus, the tiny dragon fetus, and it knows that you're following it, like immediately, and it seems to it seems to take pains to like disappear, like lead you around a hall and then disappear, and then like reappear behind you.
Can I play tag with it?
Essentially, yeah.
I would probably waste a lot of time doing that. Oh, good. Okay.
what it's after a while, you notice that it starts leaving things. Well, kind of.
What kind of things?
Like more of those words, more of those like letters or like symbols. Uh oh.
Like the magic spell that I got in the beginning? I don't follow like the... What kind of symbols?
Hold on just a second. Okay. Okay, now what was the question? Sorry, somebody knocked on the door.
No worries. What kind of symbols is it leaving?
Just more of those squiggles that don't mean anything in any language that you know.
Can I cast Read Magic on them?
Yeah. I mean, that kind of helps, but it only sort of gives you clues more than anything.
Is there like a theme to what it's saying?
It seems to be pieces. I'm gonna have to go back to the original recipe analogy. What? So
Okay.
he'll be leaving little symbols behind, like hieroglyphic type things. And when you cast Read Magic on them, it'll say stuff like a cup of butter, and that's all it says.
Can I make... I'm gonna make notes of everything that I find.
Okay. Using the analogy again, you notice that they seem to be out of order, because one time you'll get a stir until blended, and then the next time you'll get like bake for 20 minutes. So yeah, you're definitely getting things out of order.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep building up a little dictionary of these symbols,
Okay.
as much as I know about them.
All right. So you wake up on the 27th, and you guys go to the usual communal breakfast thing. What is on the no, that's not the right question. There's one of those things that everybody has to learn, like a lot like the reading and writing. Basically, people who have shown that they can actually learn a spell are being taught a specific spell. Like they're being gathered into little groups and being taught a specific spell.
Okay. I guess that's us, right? We're part of one of those groups.
Yeah. Casting
Okay.
times 0.5.
Who's doing the teaching?
Interesting. Oh wait, you can't see that. You put the casting time on the various spells, and it will roll initiative for you. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. Okay, so you see a human man, square face with silver hair and brown eyes. He's not wearing robes. He's one of those wizards who just sort of wears regular street clothes, and in fact seems to dress down. But he does have a dagger, and quarterstaff leaning in the corner over there. Quarterstaff.
Cornerstaff.
And he says that he is here from one of the upper floors, actually probably third floor. He has been called upon from the third floor to teach you one of the most important spells you will ever learn. And then he think he would probably hand you guys some, one of those scroll things. Just like they usually do. And
Okay.
what they give you, they actually give you a name for it. It's shield.
Ah,
And that's just labeled up at the top in common. It doesn't seem to have any material components. In fact, nothing you guys have learned yet has had any material components.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm guessing we still have
Okay.
to read magic or not?
Actually, read magic does have a material component. Okay, so one of the first of, I imagine, many things that you got, one of the first of many random pieces of crap you guys are going to have to carry around in your pockets is a clear crystal.
Okay.
And it's not big. It's not even like big enough to, put at the end of a keychain or anything. So it's just a tiny, but it's super clear crystal. And for some reason, like you were shown that when you have it on you, when you hold it while trying to read magic, because you don't have to like look through it or anything, but when you have it, like hold it while you're casting read magic, it goes so much smoother. Don't even know why.
Okay, we'll definitely hang on to that.
Yeah. I imagine they give one to every student who manages to learn the read magic spell.
It's not so much the officials so much as it is like somebody discovered it or was told it, and it just sort of spread through the group of you who have, succeeded.
Cool, yeah.
And so there was sort of a run for these clear crystals.
I guess I go.
All right, go ahead.
No, you go.
Just trying to find where to put items.
I think there's a gear section.
Yep.
I don't think it's very good.
Oh, there it is.
It's like it's not very good, the gear.
Oh, there we go. Gear carried.
Well, depending on what level detail you want to go into.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys would bring out your little thing, and it would be labeled. Here is my question for you guys. Well, first let's roll your chance to read. Or chance to learn, I guess.
Okay.
Technically,
You want to go first?
Technically, the room would sort of go quiet, sort of like everyone's taking a test.
How would I roll that?
On your character sheet. A long intelligence, chance to learn spell.
Why don't you go first? I'll find it.
Okay. I've clicked it. Come on. Do I need to select my token?
What is it saying?
Ah, no, it's because it pops up with the...
There's a pop-up. Well, you both have an 85% chance to learn, so if you can't get the button to work, just roll a D100.
No, I got it. It's just... It pops up a thing, but the character sheet hides it. So I didn't know it was popping up.
Okay, there's one. There's...
No modifier, right?
No.
Oh, look at that. 23 and 22. What are the odds?
Okay. And, let's see here. Does he have intelligence of 14? I need a small, clear monkey.
Monkey.
So just saying whatever penises pop into my head. Oh, okay. Yeah, so you guys and your friend Wood, you know, Brainy Wood. You guys all sort of finish at the same time. And seems that people are having trouble with it. And in fact, as time goes on a little bit, you see some people are just sort of like throwing up their hands and just being like, I don't get it. Intelligence of 11. What kind of chance does that give? Do you guys know?
I think you're cutting out for
what?
me.
45. Oh, yeah. Okay, so your friend Wood and also Sibeth, also sort of finish at the same time you guys do, and people just start kind of throwing up their hands like, I don't know. And
Okay.
Tomath, the guy went and sat in the corner and tried to help people if they asked for help. Yeah. He would ask for a volunteer.
Volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I'll step up.
Okay. He would start saying words, and much Baldur's Gate style, you know, for some reason his words echo, and nobody really knows why.
Yeah.
It's also very clearly a spell that neither of you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think I know what's coming. Even though I think, yeah, not sure if my character would know, but
and all the while he seems to be sort of like, it's almost Tai Chi like, almost like he's trying to pull something, and each time he does, like, sort of Dragon Ball Z style, there's a glowing ball of energy that just sort of gets brighter every time he pulls, but then he just sort of puts it into a holding pattern for a second, and then asks if you're confident about what you just read.
yes.
So
Like, be careful.
He would say one last word, kind of like the Foos from Skyrim, and just a ball of energy hurtles toward you. What physically does your character do?
Physically. What do you... I don't know the exact what's the thing, but let me think a little bit. I think I put up my hand like with the palm facing him and just wait to the last moment where the ball is gonna hit, and I kind of grab it and say some words at the same time. That cast the spell shield.
So you actually caught the ball?
So yeah, I would like the spell would just catch the energy and it like dissipate in my hand.
Yeah, that would definitely be worth like a golf clap round of applause. And Pete seems pretty impressed by it.
I smirk. And then I think to myself, now I only need to learn how to throw it back at him.
Okay. What else does it do? What does shield do? Invisible barrier negates magic missile. Provides AC 2 against hand hurled missiles. AC 3 against small device propelled missiles. Wow. AC 4 against all other forms of attack. Okay, so yeah, he just kind of goes, well. Are you surprised at all that you were able to do it, or what its effect was?
Me? No. Is he asking me or are you asking me?
I am.
Okay, no. Oh, I was thinking it was going to be a magic missile. He was going to shoot me with. I'm guessing it probably is, but maybe you made him just shoot the one, or I don't.
Okay, so yeah, he just kind of looks at you and goes, "Very good," and then basically from nowhere, like you barely see the motion. He just kind of grabs his dagger and like launches it same moment.
At me?
Oh yeah.
This probably doesn't work. I see something.
Do you try to catch the dagger?
Hang on, let me check something. I might try and use one of the cantrips, but I'm not sure it works. Where is it?
Nice.
Basically, I'm looking if present would. It probably doesn't, but maybe because it's not an actual fight. The present cantrip enables the caster to bring any small object or series of objects from within a 2-foot radius of his or her person to his or her hand.
Ooh, hit an AC 11. So, what do you grab? There's tables, chairs, quills,
Oh no,
paper, books.
My idea is to use present on the dagger.
Whoa.
But I don't know. It doesn't say anything about it, really.
Well, there's a reason we're using the first edition cantrips. Because the second edition made this big deal about, like, you can't use it in battle no matter what.
Like, it doesn't. Just say the caster must know the exact nature and location of the object.
Which you do.
Which I do. It's coming right at me.
So,
if they are on the person of another individual, a saving throw versus spell applies to the individual. But it's not on him anymore, like, there.
That's true.
Like, I'm pretty sure this wouldn't work with, like, if it's an arrow fired from a bow, because it's probably way too quick.
Well, the thing you're using has 1/6, costs 1/6 of a segment. Magic missile costs 1. Whereas dagger is something. Well, okay, so if you imagine a turn is an entire minute, right?
Okay. So this is 10 seconds?
And yeah, exactly. You break it down into, 6 seconds. Because, 10 of them equals a minute. So basically, each round has 10 segments for everybody. Actually, if you wanted to get extremely granular, there's a speed that you can run per segment.
So
you could actually figure out how far you can get in 6 seconds and then, like, stick to that during combat. It would be crazy.
Is this casting time 1 second or seconds?
It's 1/6 of a segment, so it'd be, one second? Something that you just sort
segment. A segment being
6 seconds.
6 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 2 foot foot radius. It's probably pretty tight. It's up to you if you allow it or not.
Well, it's really not, because your thing is 1 second, his is 12 to throw a dagger.
It takes him 12 seconds to throw a dagger?
Yeah, something like that.
But I can only cast it when the dagger's like 2 feet away from me.
Exactly. But yeah, he sort of throws it, and you can see it's going to go wide, but then, okay, what is the motion for the dagger present again?
I think that actually... oh, this one doesn't actually say.
I know, I'm asking you.
I guess it's just like a bow. You know, he bows, right? It's bow, it's not bow, right?
Well, I mean, it's spelled
you
the same.
But it's read differently, right? I don't know. I'm a bit... My English is weird today.
Yeah, English is always weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's bow, which is like something sort of warping, you know? And then there's bow.
Like when you take
bow,
a bow,
which is just like, you know.
Yeah, when you take a bow right before a king or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, so I take a bow and like extend my right hand a little bit to the side, and then like with whatever the object is just shows up in my hand. Like teleports, basically.
See, I was thinking you used the force and basically like reached your hand out while it was flying by and came toward you.
No, it's like, because it makes a show of it, right? Like it takes a bow, sends the hand, and the dagger just appears in the hand.
I see. That is fancy.
Yeah. So I grabbed the dagger. And I kind of, was this what you expected?
And then immediately following that, like, you didn't even see him cast it because you were looking at the dagger, follows another one of those balls of energy.
Do I have time to yell?
Oh, sure, everybody's yelling.
Well, if I don't see it, what can I do?
Everybody just starts screaming when you turn around, though, right?
Okay, so I guess it gets pretty close to you. Does it say? It says in front of. That's all it says. So I guess it would get within a few inches of you, and then just sort of bzzz against the invisible shield that's still there because it's still there.
Oh, is it still there, the shield? How long does that last?
5 rounds per level.
A round being the 1 minute, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he does that, and then another one follows immediately, except it was sort of aimed at your legs, and it just bzzz.
Well,
What's your immediate reaction?
Well, I kind of just like cross my arms and look at him. Like, how many more are you gonna throw at me? The shield's here. I mean, I kind of like, I try and get an idea of how long has it been to. So if it gets...
that all happened in very quick succession. So basically, like, he did that one thing, asked you if you were ready, caught one, you sent one towards you, you caught it, and, did it, and then made a bow. At the same time, he was, throwing the dagger at you, and you sort of made that appear in your hand, and then the last two caught you by surprise, like, in quick succession, so just like bzz, bzz.
I'm guessing those are the other bolts from Magic Missile. It's still just the one spell. So, can he technically...
It's 3. There's only been 3.
Yeah. The other 2.
But yeah, so there was that one through a dagger, and then the other 2 that you actually didn't even see until the shield caught them. Which, I imagine the shield might be a surprise to you, right? Like, you didn't know the shield was still going to be there.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if the character did. If it explains in the scroll, I guess he would know.
Yeah,
I don't know
think,
how
I think it
the
was a surprise.
Sure. Probably, otherwise I wouldn't try and catch the dagger.
Yeah, if you knew the shield was there, you probably just would have tried to let the shield take care of it. So, yeah,
Yes.
after you caught that first one, there was a round of applause, and then the subsequent attacks, everybody just kind of goes and starts, saying things.
Yeah, I try not to flinch.
Yeah, so basically, everybody flips out and starts talking to each other, and then you block the other two magic missiles, and then everybody just kind of loses their minds, and it goes from like a golf clap to a full on just like, yeah! Applause break.
Yeah, I walk up to the guy and hand him back his dagger.
He takes it and just kind of gives you a look like, that was pretty good. And he asks how many people have training in daggers, how many people have training in slings.
I have in daggers, yeah. I think we both have daggers, right?
Yeah, I have daggers.
And then, man, so many references to freaking Harry Potter. I don't know if I've said them out loud or if they've just been in my head, but they're all just there. Basically, he pairs you guys off. At least the people who have learned the spell and the people who haven't. Some of you will have to take turns, alternating between casting or attacking and trying to cast shield. I don't know if anybody else but him knows Magic Missile, so it's basically going to be like throwing rocks or, paper airplanes at each other. Just whatever you have.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I guess I pair off with got your name again.
Alindra.
Alindra.
Alright, are we in the middle area?
Yeah, I think it would have to be.
Oh yeah.
So you guys are
Yeah,
in the big cafeteria / auditorium.
Yeah, I pair off with her, and I guess I throw more than I cast because I've already done my casting of shield. So I'm just throwing my bone dagger at her, I guess.
Okay, so
I cast my shield.
what is
Yeah.
what is the motion that you make?
To cast shield?
Yes.
Or like when he's throwing stuff at me?
Yes.
I would, when I see him throwing stuff, I would duck down and try and remember the words of my spell.
So it's words based.
I think.
Okay, so
Sorry, I'm trying to find the spell text. Yeah, I have vocal somatic, so...
Non percutis.
Yeah, I would duck down and try and remember the words.
okay, so you would sort of duck, and I guess would say that.
Okay?
What does that say?
Non-percutees.
Oh,
Okay,
pretty cute.
you want to try and roll your dagger?
Yeah, I can try.
Oh god.
It's probably going to be pretty bad. Don't worry. Is this actually set up? Probably not. Where? Text. It's hidden. So just roll hit. There's nothing here. You're doing it, right? You're setting it.
Well, I am now.
Text.
Attack adjustment. Do you have dexterity? You do not. So
Probably
nothing,
not.
Nothing. Damage small is 1d4. Right?
So it's just roll that to hit thing.
Dagger is 1d4 against small. Dagger against large is 1d3.
Range. Size.
Its range
type,
is 10,
speed.
10, 20, 30. Weight is, I believe, 1?
So one drop.
Yeah, weight is 1. Size is small, obviously. Type is piercing, clearly. Speed is 2. Okay, go for it.
Oh. No miscellaneous bonus, I'm guessing. I see. 4? Fucking hell, I rolled a 16.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Oops.
well, I would get hit.
What?
Do you?
Oh God. Yeah, I do. 10 AC.
Well, yeah, but
And not very many hit points.
AC 2 against hand-hurled missiles. Axes, darts, javelins,
Oh.
spears,
AC
daggers.
2.
Oh, so my spell cast? I guess.
Yeah, so
We'll see.
it flies straight for you, this dagger made of bone, and then just sort of the point comes straight for your face as you bend over and try to remember what the words are, and then it just, like, the point just turns up. So it's almost like someone was playing Tetris with it. Someone was playing Tetris with it and turned it at the last second. So there's sort of a faint...
Terrifying.
Sort of a faint radiance around the point where it hits, and then just kind of falls to the floor.
I would immediately glare at him.
I say, well done, you did it.
I wasn't ready. You could have killed me.
I asked you if you were ready.
No, you didn't.
Well, I thought I did.
And she'd continue being mad for probably the rest of the day.
You have to believe in
At least.
yourself. Come on.
Well, Brainy gets matched up with Sibith, and he doesn't have daggers. He has like a sling. So basically, he just kind of hurls a rock, and you guys, I'm not sure if you actually would see it, but the result is she basically gets hit in the face with a rock.
Oh.
And she tries to rush at him and, just tries to rush at him with her knife out and tries to get him. And so, yeah, she sort of gets sent to find somebody that could help with the new wound she has. And meanwhile, he's just kind of been slashed.
Ow.
So, yeah, it appears not everybody can actually remember the words when they're needed. So eventually it sort of breaks up to where, he says, anybody who hasn't actually learned the spell, just take the scroll with you. And anybody who has, just help the people who haven't. And he says something weird. Something to the effect of those who have gathered the knowledge do not share it under any circumstances with the other students. And then he would kind of look directly at Kraus and just kind of give a little wink.
a wink?
Yeah, just a little wink when he says under no circumstances share this knowledge with the other students, and then just kind of gives you a little wink.
As in, share the knowledge?
As in, just watch.
Oh, okay. So I actually don't share the knowledge.
Well, whatever you take that to mean. I think he would ask any of you who still have, anything left in the tank. Are welcome to stick around and check out some more spells. Some more advanced things.
Do you have to take off the 4 spell points?
Yeah, so
First casting shield. 10.
4 you cast shield, and then 1 you cast.
Does the cantrip cost as well?
Oh, I cast Read Magic too.
That's right, read magic.
Is that also 4?
It is.
Yeah, I guess I did as well, right?
Yep. So
Well, I'm out.
you're down to what?
Can I stay and be a spectator?
Sure, if you want.
I will
So
do
if
that.
I was to cast Read Magic again, that would be another minus 4 points.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I wouldn't be able to actually try whatever spell I learned.
Also very true. Hold on.
Technically, we'd have to prepare these spells, right?
Yeah, technically, which means it would have been
yeah.
8, but no. We'll just have to remember that kind of stuff for later.
So we can, we basically learn the spell, and then only the next day we can actually try and cast it pretty much. But it's school, right? If you're in school,
Exactly.
There's some empowering shrine somewhere in the room or something.
Yeah, so if you guys stay behind along with probably a few other people that you don't recognize off the top of your head, or you wouldn't know the name of, but you probably recognize. So you're both staying behind with a couple other people?
Yeah, I'm definitely staying. Yeah. There's a chance to learn more stuff, and I have points. Yeah.
Okay, so he would say that's the basics of shields. There are others that can modify it, mage armor, that kind of thing. There are even a few higher level spells that can actually turn you into a full-on fighter for a limited time. But those are beyond even his level. He just knows they exist. He asks if Kraus would actually assist him again.
I would be grumbling in a corner rooting for his shield to not work.
The shield would have worn off. It's been, half an hour to an hour later.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have realized this, and I would still be rooting for it.
So he asks. He actually hands you a couple of daggers, so that you have 3 or 4, and then he just asks you. He says that there are modifications like mage armor and a few really high that'll just turn you into a fighter, but there's another more basic way to sort of go about it. To go about defending yourself. It's like shield, but it's like offensive shield. It's like a shield that doesn't wait for the attack to come to you. It actually goes to, whatever's about to be used on you and just... Well, he just says, throw the dagger at him.
Okay. I kind of go, are you ready?
He would just nod. Single nod.
I say that kind of more looking at, what's her name? Alindra than him.
I would be ignoring you.
Let me see, I need to find it because I wasn't expecting to do other attacks. Oh, that's a critical miss.
Roll a
Ooh.
d10.
Three. I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot.
That's amazing. How?
Does it hit the ally?
No, it's not that bad. It's let's see. 4 is temporary weapon malfunction. 3 is you just break your weapon.
Oh, it's one of his daggers. It's not my bone
Oh, no.
dagger.
I mean, he asked you to.
He gave me daggers. I'll throw his first.
Oh, where's that table that you're using, by the way? That sounds really useful.
Table for which?
The critical fails.
Oh, it's just in my head.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah. 5 through 10 is just a simple miss. 4 is temporary weapon malfunction. 3 is broken weapon. 2 is you hit an ally, and 1 is you hit yourself.
Oh man, 2 would be amazing. I'll throw the dagger at Linda.
Or just somebody else that's stuck around. Let's see.
So I guess I just throw the dagger really wide and it like breaks against the wall or something.
I'm trying to see if the okay, so it's cloth or leather. There's no like actual repair cantrip from what I'm seeing. Chill, clean, color, dampen, dry, dust, exterminate, flavor, fresh, and gather, polish, salt, shine, spice, sprout, stitch, sweeten, tie, warm, wrap.
No, there isn't. There's probably a spell, right? There's in 5th edition, mend.
Yeah, mend would do it. Man, you're whistly today.
Sorry. Try and put my mic a bit further away, see if it helps.
Say. Just say the word say.
Say.
That helps so much.
Might
Okay.
just, I don't know, it's some sounds. I can hear it through my teeth.
Okay, yeah,
'Cause
so basically you throw his dagger straight at a wall and it just snaps. You're gonna do it again?
I ask him again.
Yeah.
Okay,
There
that's a little bit better.
there is the slightest hint of him just going like, when you break his dagger.
You gave me 3, right?
Yeah. Okay, so he uses it this time. He says something that sounds a lot like the words you guys just said. Except it would
What?
be...
Non volà.
Except he kind of looks like he's making the same motion of like throwing a dagger that you made. So it's just sort of like really quick. And then the words non volant. So non volant. Just sort of throw a dagger motion. And the dagger just flies out of your hand.
Before you
It's like somebody came up and just smacked it out of your hand, and it lands lands on the ground, skitters to about 6 feet away.
Okay.
And he just kind of looks around like,
Interesting.
Because interesting, that's it?
Yeah. So I don't even say it. I keep quiet.
Well, he just kind of looks around to like the 3 or 4 of you in the room and just like, well,
He's expecting like people clapping. I'm
some
gonna
sort
clap.
of reaction, yeah.
Well, I look at the dagger, I look at him, and I ask him again.
Uh, well, I think maybe he would point to somebody else and ask them to throw a dagger. And, yeah, they do just about as well as you do. Except, you know what? Let's say that they have a sling this time. And they basically throw the first rock up at the ceiling. It's it goes so wide it goes up at the ceiling. And then he would just sort of go, right, beginners. And then ask Alindra to try.
All right. So I'm throwing a dagger at him.
Yeah.
At the teacher or at Kraus?
The teacher.
I think at this point, he's just gonna say throw it at anyone.
Yeah, I guess.
So just if you ask him that, he'd just be like, yes. Also, yes.
All right. Sorry, I'm having trouble finding all of the weapons.
Oh, right, we didn't set yours up. Hold on. Attacks. There it is. Let's see.
Thank you.
Weapon is dagger. Number of strikes is gonna be 2. Damage small or medium's gonna be 1d4. While damage to a big fella, it's gonna be 1d3. 10, 20, 30. Weight is a single pound. Size is small. Type is piercing. Speed is 2. Although technically if you throw a dagger, it would be what? No, it'd still be 2. You could just only do it twice. That's weird. Anyway, there you go. You can just hit the button now.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so who are you actually throwing it at?
Sorry, Kraus.
Okay. Alright, so he would do the dagger throwing motion himself and say non volant. And then this time, let's have you make a save. Save against spell.
Oh god.
I can't remember. Which one's the actual roll and which one's the... Okay, yeah. So 17 against the 12 definitely saves, and you actually just throw it like nothing happened. And it goes wide. Sticks into a table.
Alright.
Cause what?
Yeah, I mean, she rolled an AC of 14. I wasn't going to hit anybody.
Oh yeah, 14. I was still thinking 5th edition.
So yeah, he just kind of looks around at you, say, "See, sometimes people aren't affected by magic. That just like against so many other things." So, for instance, if you were to try to disarm a dwarf, they would be much more likely to just ignore you and shoot you anyway.
Not that we should shoot dwarves, right?
Yes, well, I've known a few, but no, for the most part, you're right. So, he asks if anybody would like to try and learn this. It's not coming from a scroll. He's actually showing you the motions and the
Can
But-
we actually, like,
but
if we see someone casting a spell, can we try and learn?
that would be amazing. Which of you do you both have spellcraft?
I do.
Don't think I do.
I think that might be what it would be good for.
No.
Also, I took out engineering to make room for reading and writing and then brewing from the background.
Okay.
Just FYI.
Wait, what about background?
Never mind. Not relevant right now.
I will not mind. You're trying to get me to mind, but I'm not going to do it. Yeah, so he asks if anybody wants to, like, try it, learn it.
Yeah.
He would slow it down so that the sort of motions are a bit more obvious, and whereas it sort of just looked like he was making a dagger throw in motion, it's actually like, you kind of have to circle with your back foot and, make a certain pose, and then, like, there's a certain position that your offhand has to be in while the main hand, like, makes the dagger throw motion. So it is actually a bit more complex than it looked. Also, another important thing for the spell point system, this variant system, is that the points come back real quick. If you're walking or riding or just doing some light activity, it comes back 2 per hour. If you're like running or like working on a construction project, anything that's really it really like demands some physical activity, the spell points don't come back from that. So but if it's just like leisurely walking or riding, or it comes back 2 per hour, sitting or resting, that kind of thing, comes back 4 per hour. So basically you guys would have points back just because it's been a while.
So
would this be like sitting in a classroom?
Yeah.
Okay, so we would have 4 back?
Yeah, so you have 4 again.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay.
So let us make the learn magic
Learn
roll.
spell.
Mm-hmm. Just a D100. You're looking for under 85.
Probably don't.
Yeah. So you guys both try it, and yeah. Let's just have him do it, just because it's faster that way.
Is it a level 1
Yes.
spell?
Yes.
So it should be fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
You only need half if it's above your level, right?
True, but it's technically not. So all you needed was to get under 85. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So Tomath would ask if you were ready, first of all.
Yeah, I'm ready. If it was me.
And then he would throw the dagger, and you do what?
And I would more confidently cast shield this time.
Really?
Can
Oh,
I
I
go
was supposed
and
to use a new one, and I didn't. Oops.
I'll
Okay.
choose the new
But
But I think she's gonna do it anyway. I said it.
you do what you do, which you've established that your somatic component is to, like, crouch over and try to duck, and then you say the words.
So dignified.
That's amazing. And so, throws a dagger, and it goes wide. Oh, man. He would just sort of look at you and go, well, at least we know you know that one.
I would pretend that nothing was wrong.
Right. So, he would go over and get his single dagger back. and do the same for a couple others, whoever's in the room, and would kind of turn to you and ask if you were ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so he goes to throw the dagger and
Cast the spell. What does it look like? I guess it's kind of the same. It just looks like I'm throwing an invisible dagger as well.
Okay. Do you remember what the
13
words were?
wouldn't hit. Non-volant, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he goes to throw the dagger and it flies out of his hand and lands like halfway across the room. So when he disarmed you, it only slid like 6 feet away, but when you disarmed him, it went like all the way up against the wall, kind of thing.
Okay. I'm guessing that's a random roll for distance.
And he just kind of goes, "Well, that was very good."
Thank you.
Well, he says, "I think that's more than enough for today."
Well, what about those lights?
Lights?
Yeah, the bolts you threw at me. Can we learn that?
Oh, magic missile. He would sort of go over to a book that's standing over next to his corner staff. Why is it so funny to me? He would go over to a book, ask, when's the next time you're not... Actually, you know what he might say? He might say, that next week, sometime, he's got a free space.
Next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
I look disappointed.
probably one other would want to go along. Ooh, auburn hair. Oh, interesting.
Are we going somewhere?
No, there's just another female human, long auburn hair, green eyes, and a beaked nose. Well, that's flattering. She would ask, if she can come along, and she did the spell well enough, so yeah.
If she can come along next week, is it to
Yeah.
learn the magic missile?
Mm-hmm. You guys would probably recognize her, especially Alindra.
Okay.
Because
Where would I recognize her from?
she's one of the only students who walks around with an animal. She's got
Yes, I would recognize her.
she's got this black cat that just sort of follows behind her. It follows behind her as though it's trying to look like it's not following her.
Sounds like a cat way to follow someone.
Just kind of stalks in and out of rooms and down hallways, like looking at everybody as though it's suspicious of everyone.
I would try and go pet it.
Have you done that before?
Well, I haven't said that I have. I think I probably would have seen her around, but this is like the first time that I had a class with her.
Also, is that a dragon in the background?
That was a sneeze.
Yeah, pretty loud
Dragon
sneeze.
sneeze.
I would have just said it was a dragon.
But yeah, I'd assume this is probably the first class I've actually had with her.
Okay. Did you actually end up taking animal handling?
I did. Is that a class I would have had here? Oh, right, because it was a whole week. It wasn't a day. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Well, if I had animal handling and she was in that class, then I probably would have done that before.
Well, I mean, did you actually take animal handling?
Yes. Oh, animal training is what I took. Never mind.
Ah, okay. Well, in that case, it doesn't react dramatically. It doesn't like jump back and hiss at you or anything. It just sort of goes underneath the table where you can't reach it.
I would keep going, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Oh yeah, it's not coming anywhere near you.
Aww.
Cats hate that.
Oh, I know. She probably doesn't, though.
Anyway, so yeah. Are you going along? Do you speak up or?
Yeah, I'll go.
Well, I mean, do you speak up? Do you actually want to learn Magic Missile enough to say something?
Yes, I would like to learn Magic Missile.
Okay. So he sort of closes out the same way he did the main thing, which is like, under no circumstances share this information with anyone, except this time he would give a sly wink to Alindra. And then just, you guys have to clear out because lunch will eventually get here.
Cool.
Okay.
What do you guys do for the rest of the day?
I kind of want to go exploring the rest of this floor.
Second floor, you mean?
Are we on the second floor?
No, it was big main room.
Yeah. Well, because are these like all hallways?
Yeah,
The
every
black
one of
ones
those
are hallways.
every one of those spokes is a hallway, and every one of those slices is like a different section.
It's like a.
Do what?
The suspense.
It's like a. What?
A different section that has classrooms, offices, small libraries, big empty metal stone rooms, rather.
Okay.
Somebody's actually watching this?
Someone is? Well, on Twitch or on YouTube?
YouTube.
What's the link? Send me the link.
I honestly don't know. How do you do that?
Don't know. Never mind.
Anyway. Yeah, so each one of those is a different section. Each one of the spokes in the wagon wheel is a different, hallway. And it's all pretty big. I know your tokens look pretty big, but each of those hallways is like 10 feet wide. So this is a big place.
Yeah.
So you guys haven't gone upstairs at all? I mean, you've proven that you could, but then you decided to stay down here and see what you could, learn.
Yeah, we wanted to learn some cantrips. So this is the level where we learn level 1 spells, right?
You basically learn whatever you can learn wherever you can learn it.
Also, we have to find places to learn stuff. That's cool.
So you guys are actually going to go explore the second floor?
I wouldn't mind exploring the first one more, but I can go either way.
I like to dig around a bit more through this floor, see what we can find.
Okay. What was the name of that last spell we learned?
What would you call it?
Expelliarm.
Wait, what was it?
Expelliarm.
I mean, you can call it that if you want.
Alright.
Let's do it.
I'd like to point out that the actual words are Latin so far, and the first one is "Don't hit me." The second one is I think like "Do not fly" or something like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It's like that one. Don't hit me.
What's the casting time on this?
Oh, right. That is something that would be good to know. One. Just like Shield.
Meaning 1 second?
1 segment,
No.
so 6 seconds.
6 seconds. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Still trying to get to grips with that thing. The other question I was gonna ask is, how many spells can we memorize?
That depends on your intelligence score. You have an intelligence score of 18, so...
Yeah.
A lot? I think it's actually 18.
18 spells per...
18 spells per level, I think, yeah.
Spell max says 18, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is for
that
each
per-
level.
Per level?
Yep.
What?
That's how many
That's
you
insane.
could keep in your books, yep.
Per level, so once I'm level 2 I can have D6 prepared spells?
No, in your
18.
book. Okay,
18
so there are
total.
basically three different metrics we're talking about here. One
Okay.
is how many that you're capable of learning.
Yeah.
So basically capable of understanding per level, right?
Sure.
And that's different from how many pages it actually takes up in your book. But since you make books, you could basically make as many as you wanted. Yeah, and then there's spell slots.
Wait,
Slots.
do wizards in general make books, or is that the non-weapons?
Yeah, I took a non-weapon proficiency in Bible.
Oh, that's a cool one.
Mm.
Where do you find that?
I can't remember where it was. What was the book and chapter and all that?
It's the player's option spells in Magic. It's the new non-weapon proficiencies for wizards.
Proficiencies. Did you not see these?
She isn't spellcraft from there.
No spellcrafts from.
I'm looking at the original.
Well, I mean,
There's some pretty cool ones. Check it out.
oh, you got all whistly again. Anyway, so are you guys exploring the upper levels or not?
We're gonna stick down here, I think.
Yeah. I think I'd probably want to go to the library as well.
Okay. There's a bunch of stuff there. Bunch of stuff.
I think my idea would be to kind of offer up my services, like helping repair books and all of my skills, in exchange to maybe access to some like out of bounds books for our level or something. Maybe there's like a lost scroll somewhere for another spell, or I don't know. It's a library, right? Something.
Okay, so while he's
Maybe
doing that, what
Probably. Sorry.
what would Alindra be doing while he's doing that?
I want to see what's down one of these hallways. I think we're gonna start going this way.
Okay. So you would see, offices. You would see smaller rooms with tables and benches and, a bunch of people just sort of bent over scrolls and books and stuff. It's mostly stuff like that. There's one room you come across that is just shelves of random stuff, including, you see nearby is like those little clear crystals that you guys have been carrying around.
Is it like closed off, or does it seem general access?
You going in?
Well, does it look like I'm allowed to go in, or it's closed off like I'd be sneaking in?
You can't tell off the top of your head.
Okay. I'll go in.
A mouth would appear on the front side of the nearest shelf full of stuff that would say no unauthorized access.
I would step back out.
Okay, you would actually see, what is her name? Her name is Alin. Huh. That's the lady that has the black cat that follows her around. So you would sort of see her at the end of the hallway, just sort of walking north, I guess? And then, like, a few seconds later, you'd see the cat following once she's disappeared from view.
I would go that way.
Okay. You would go that way, and it would actually be a wyvern dorm room. And you would see, the cat climbing up somebody's corner post of their bed,
Oh, well, I would go in and say hi.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she would be there. Just kind of turn around and say like, "Hey, do you need help?"
Oh, I just wanted to say hi. I saw you in class. I was wondering if you knew how to do any summoning spells. I haven't seen anyone else with animals.
She kind of looks up at it and says, "Yeah, I know one. I kind of think it's what got me in here."
Well, maybe I could teach you a spell and trade?
She would say, "Sure. Well, what do you have?"
It's like trading cards.
Do you open up your spell book?
My Pokemon cards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You open up your binder full of Pokemon cards. Or it
Yes.
would be magic cards. They're the ones that had the binders full. So yeah, you guys start thumbing through your admittedly pretty sparsely populated spell books.
It's like mostly notes.
And she would come across one of your notes of the sigils you've been keeping. The ones that the dragon fetus gave you. And she would go, "Oh, well, you've got one already."
Oh, do you think so? I don't know how to use this yet. I just found it in bits and pieces. Do you know how it goes together?
She would go, "Yeah," and then starts like putting, things together. Actually, what you guys end up doing is you end up taking all of your pieces and then transcribing them to a new piece of paper.
Oh, that makes much more sense. I can't believe I didn't see that before.
And she goes, "Yeah, you see here with the thing here?" I'm trying to find out what the material component is. You guys have the book, right? You have Purple Worm open? And or the
Yep.
second edition Player's Handbook?
I have
spelled it.
Okay. The material components are a brass brazier that you load with charcoal, and then a specific sequence of incense and herbs. Almost all of which are incredibly expensive. Like the kind of thing where royalty likes them because everyone knows how expensive they are. And she would tell you like, you have it. So I don't know. She might ask in passing where you got it.
I would have it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have it, so somebody gave it to you, but she would ask in passing, like, who gave it to you?
Oh, the spell.
Yeah.
There's this dragon creature that I saw. And it left these little marks, and I just wrote them down to see what they mean. And,
She would say, dragon? You in here?
well, not a big dragon. I don't know what it is. It looked like a dragon, though, like a small one. But with, like, bug wings?
She was, oh, the one the teacher has, the fairy dragon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, yes. That.
Just really? It gave you one?
Yeah. Kinda.
You gotta know this is a pretty serious thing. Like once you have a familiar, it's connected to you in a very serious way. I've even heard of when familiars die, like spellcasters like going crazy with grief, or sometimes even just being seriously injured by the death of their familiar. It's a serious connection. And if the spell doesn't work, you can't even try again for a whole other year. It's that intense.
Wow, that is pretty heavy. I will definitely do a little bit more research before I try this one, I think.
She would help you figure out what the different herbs were and stuff, and she would tell you that for sure they don't keep it in any of the component rooms on the first floor. Like, most people don't start trying summoning spells until, they get to the second floor. So, you'd have to go up there if you even wanted to find this stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Hold on just...
And now I know where to continue my studies.
What she would tell you to... Let's see if I do that there. She would tell you to go to this slice here. And look through look through their component section in the second floor.
Okay.
She says that specifically is the conjuration summoning section of the second floor. Are you still here?
Sorry, writing notes.
Oh. Right. So, meanwhile, the library. You go into that library there, and they got books in there. They got books on all kinds of stuff. Astrology, philosophy of magic. So like, so like why magic works, where it comes from, like how it interacts with the world, that kind of thing.
That would be a fun class.
Let's see. There's an entire section on meditation.
Meditation.
Mm-hmm. Sort of as it there's an entire section, so it's like meditation as it relates to preparing spells, meditation as it relates to helping to clear your mind in preparation of preparing the spells, that kind of thing. There's like history of magic. There's magic and society is a particularly thick book. A discussion about the heartlands of Faerun and how the different societies react to magic users and magic.
Is there a history of the school?
There is not. There's stuff on spell transcription, the proper syntax for writing spells into your book and that kind of thing. There is, as meta as this sounds, there is a book about how libraries are set up.
Jeez.
That is silly.
And there's basics of like alchemy and potion making, but it would be very, very basic.
Is this like Is this the library, or are there other libraries on the
From what
upper
you've
floors?
seen, every like slice section has their own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And this... and what slice am I in then?
That's a good question. I know that your not hotel room, your dorm room is this. So like
Yeah.
the sections are split up like there's the front section of the thing, then the middle section, and then the back section is just like the dorm room.
Dorm.
Yeah. So like the front one will be like meeting rooms, offices. The back section will be component rooms, libraries, and then those mysterious, like, just completely blank rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And then the back one will just be, where the beds are and stuff. Trying to see.
No.
39.
So...
Hmm?
You're saying each slice has its own library, right?
Yep, so there are many libraries.
So this one is mostly about, like, magic in general, I guess.
As far as you can tell, there's not much separate. The only separation that happens on the first floor is, south part is Pegasus, top part's Wyvern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I raffle through some books, but I don't think there's anything that really catches my interest that much.
Yeah, there's somebody who's been... There's somebody at the lower library. Hold on. Let's see. Yep, we'll call him Waltham. He is there, and he says that he's been on the first floor for like 3 seasons now, so he's seen basically entire new classes come out, all the washouts, all the, the people who stick around, the people who, basically rocket to the higher levels. And he says he doesn't know where you could find like hidden information, that's why it's hidden.
He doesn't know?
Yeah. He says that basically all he's managed to pull off is a cantrip in the past 3 seasons. So,
Wow.
I
mean,
he asks if you guys have started your service period yet.
my service period? What do you mean?
He said, well, most of the students, they learn the basics, read magic, they learn shield, maybe an attack spell, and then they get sent off for, various periods of service. Like, that's how people pay to be in the school. Those who aren't super rich and can just outright pay.
Oh no, I haven't started mine.
As well, if you don't have any spells yet, like me, you basically end up doing stuff like cooking, cleaning, tending the library, that kind of thing.
Oh, I have spells. This is my second day.
He just kind of puts his... Well, no, you've been here for, let's see, this is the first
Oh,
day,
yeah,
then
yeah.
the second day, then
Yeah, so-
7 days.
yeah.
So this is
I've been here for a week.
You've been here for a week. He just kind of throws up his arms. He says, hey, I wasn't judging. I'm just saying.
3
Anyway.
seasons is what? Actual seasons like summer, spring.
Yeah.
Is that what he means? And he's learned a cantrip.
Well, just a few cantrips. And
Sure.
he just kind of he just kind of shows you, holds up a finger, and then does some motion, and basically the dust disappears off of one table.
I kind of like, that looks useful.
It is.
Okay, I'll see you around, yeah?
Yeah, he just sees you.
And I'll walk off.
All right. Oh wait, there's my real note. Hold on. You need to go to. Oh come on, roll 20. There you go. That's the section you need to get to on the second floor. So, what do you guys, Alindra?
Yes.
I think the last thing that Alin would tell you is that you have to be careful about where you cast the spell. It's going to take maybe up to an entire day. So basically, as some people attract a familiar in 2 hours. Some people, they can sit there for a full 24 before, maybe a familiar might walk up on the 21st hour. But basically, if you sat there for 24 hours, like, doing the ritual and nothing showed up, then you're kind of screwed.
That's good to know.
But you have to be careful of where you do it. So, like, if you were to go right outside the front doors and try to cast it there, basically your only options for a familiar would be, like, a type of fish or, any birds that might be near enough to hear you.
Fish?
Yeah, because they actually have to be able to reach
so it has
you.
to be. So it's somewhere where they live.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, of course, there's always the outside chance that something really super rare, like a fairy dragon, is going to show up. But for the most part, where you cast the spell actually determines what might show up.
How lame would it be to have a fish?
You just have like a catfish that's tries to stay nearby. And you ask it, what do you see? And it says, well, it's dark, it's wet.
There's water.
I think what she would suggest is the breaking is coming up.
What's that?
It's when the actual ice around the port of Marsimber breaks. And the first ship that actually reaches an official dock doesn't have to pay docking fees for the entire year. And since Marsimber is like a huge like trading port, that's a big deal. And so there's like an entire day of celebration. Basically an excuse to get drunk or just, sit around and talk or gamble or tell stories or whatever. It's one of the few days that the tower actually shows back up in Marsimber.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Hmm.
Do we get to go out for a vacation day?
Yeah, essentially. Which is why she suggests that you wait until the breaking to try and find your familiar. But that also means that you have maybe less than a week before it happens.
Oh, to find materials.
Yeah, so you might want to kind of get on that.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
I think the cat would scare the crap out of you at one point by jumping down onto your head.
She would probably shriek.
Yeah. And Alen would go, oh, so he does like you. I couldn't tell.
Is that your cat?
She goes, yeah.
I heard a squeaky noise.
Yep, it's a cat. What is his name? Oh, wow. I am actually going to defer to you, your pronunciation of this name, because Jesus.
Galwill?
Yeah. So that's Garwell. Apparently he does like you.
Aw, nice kitty.
It does that cat thing where it finds a way to be on all sides of you, but showing you its butt at all times. So the question is, I mean, eventually this day does end. So the question is, how are you going to go about trying to get the materials?
Well, I would go upstairs and see where the materials are. How do you get materials for a spell like this? Do you check them out from somewhere? Is there, do we buy them at, is there somewhere to buy them here?
You don't know. You do know that you went into somebody went into a supply. No, that was you. That was you just now.
That was me.
You went into a supply
It yelled at
room,
me.
and it just said a mouth formed on the nearest shelf and said no unauthorized access. It didn't say you couldn't be in there. It just said no unauthorized access.
Well, I mean, I don't think I'm authorized, am I? I think I would know if I was authorized.
No idea.
Well, I think I might go back and ask Kraus about it. What he thought.
Okay. Well, you'd find him sort of going from library to library, I think. Or you could just wait until it's dinner time, because that happens too.
Oh, yeah, I'd wait till then.
I don't know that I would know, right?
I don't know. What are you actually asking him?
Well, I would not be mad about the the dagger thing now.
You're not mad anymore.
That class was eventful, wasn't it?
Yeah, very fun. Very. I wish I'd learned the magic missile. But I guess next week.
Wood would sit down next to you guys and go, she just keeps glaring at me. Not my fault she couldn't cast the spell. And you can see that you can make out even through his green robes that he's sort of got a bandage across his chest.
Oh my god.
And you can see that the entire meal he keeps like shooting glances at Sibeth, who's sitting in the corner, and she really is just like staring like she's trying to kill him with looks.
Did you make a friend?
She goes, I don't think she can be friends.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I'm sure she can.
He says, you don't think she's going to try and get me while we're asleep, do you?
Probably.
I don't know. That's what magic is for, right?
He says, what were the words again? You're not a cutie? Something?
None per cuties.
No, don't tell him.
He goes, oh, what was that about? What do you think that was about? The don't share knowledge.
Well, it's what he said, isn't it? Just don't share the knowledge.
So, but that's weird. Isn't that sort of against the spirit of a school?
Well, you also have to learn by yourself, right?
He stopped listening about as soon as you started talking because she got up and stomped over to get more food. So he stopped listening to sort of flinch in place and look at her. Because she's big and angry looking.
If you don't learn for yourself, what sort of wizard are you gonna be?
He would, in response, he would sort of go, "How hard do you think those bread rolls are?"
Those what?
The bread rolls. You don't think she's getting them to throw, do you?
Yes, probably.
Okay. And he would sort of try to make the motions he saw you make. So he's trying to catch an invisible magic missile, and he says, "Big patootie."
Wait, why don't you just go hide in your room? I'm sure you'll be safe there.
I said, "Where there are no witnesses? No way. I'm
There's-
sticking with you guys."
Let me see.
So, Alindra, what is your plan?
This is a very. I mean, does it need to be a private conversation?
With who?
Well, you know what? I would just ask Kraus. Do you know how to get material components for spells? Do we check them out or something?
I think
Or
we
is
just
there a place?
there are places where you can grab some, right? Really?
I mean, you've seen, like, rooms with shelves full of random crap.
Yeah, I think so. I think we could just grab them, right? Otherwise, how are we gonna practice? Hey, what do you want
I
to
found
cast?
I don't know. I found this spell, and I can't imagine they would just keep things on a shelf that you would need for it. I don't know if there's a teacher I need to talk to or something like that. Have you heard of this, Brainy?
He says, That's a good question. So, well, have you tried going into one?
There's this giant face on the wall that said no unauthorized access.
Did it say you were unauthorized?
Well, the giant face appeared on the wall and started yelling at me. I kind of thought I was. But I don't know how you get authorized, so...
So, well, if it didn't say you were unauthorized, I would assume that the default would be authorized, right?
Yeah,
For
right,
once, you're
yeah.
making sense, Brainy.
He would say, "Well, what do you need?"
I'm still putting a list together.
Oh, you have the list.
No, I'm not going to tell him what it is, though.
Because he would say, like, have you actually told anybody that you actually need it from the second floor?
I haven't yet. I would just be asking in general about spell components.
Okay. I mean, eventually you will have to get up there, right?
Yep.
I mean, I don't want to hurry you too much, but eventually you will have to get up there if you want to have the components.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely be exploring upstairs soon.
I mean, I'm actually hoping we might get there before we have to stop, which is pretty soon, I feel like.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I don't know if we go at night or if you wait for the next day. Is it like supposed that every day we just go meet in this big room and have a sort of class, or?
No, for the most part, you guys use the little classrooms off the hallways. You know, the littler rooms that have
But you have
tables
like
and
a
chairs and stuff.
fixed schedule. There's no schedule, right? You just like go take whichever class you want, isn't it?
Well, I mean, yeah, it was that, but then you guys set what you wanted to learn, and now
Oh,
you
okay, so
basically have to
redoing.
show up whenever that's going on. So yeah,
Okay.
there is actually a schedule. As far as
Okay.
like reading and writing, you guys are essentially helping to teach that at this, because not everybody can do it. So it's not all traditional school.
Not all fun and games.
It's not all traditional school setup, you know, where you go from class
Okay.
to class learning things. It's some you know better than a lot of people, and so you end up helping teach and stuff.
Okay. Well, I mean, after we had that conversation, I would just be like, "Hey, do you want to go see upstairs soon?"
Yeah.
I'd like
There
to see
you
what's
go.
up there.
I think Wood would say, "Oh, if you're going upstairs, I think like now would be the time to do it because everybody's down here eating."
Yeah,
Why
that's
do
not a
you
bad
want
point.
to be alone upstairs? Have you been?
He got up there eventually, I think. Okay, so do you guys go?
I'm
Yeah.
up for it.
Okay. So, he says, okay, well, if we're going upstairs, I gotta go sit in my chest.
Sit on your.
You guys would all have chests at the end of your beds. You know, just for clothes or whatever. He has to go sit inside his
Did you
chest.
say he's? That's what I thought you said. Why would you do that?
Well, I think it's just his way. Don't you have to go outside to go upstairs?
Yeah, you have to go out the front door, and Kraus has to go halfway up and then jump down the stairs.
The school.
So yeah, he says he'll meet you upstairs, and he goes off to open his chest and go sit in it.
All right, I guess I will go out the front door.
Yeah, I go up the stairs and jump down.
Okay, so you go up the halfway up the stairs and jump down, and you know you're standing at the top of the stairs. I think Wood would walk up next to you and go, "Oh, good. Did she get up here yet?"
Yeah, I'm here.
I would go out the front door and see what happens.
You open the front door to what appears to be a city, partially built in very tall, like redwood tall trees.
Is it still there when I go outside?
Do what?
Oh, so first of all, are we high up, and is there something to stand on if I step outside the door?
You're the only one there, so you open the front door, and instead of being on a small rocky island in some water, you know, you open the front door,
With
and there's
trees.
an entire forest full of like redwood height trees, and up near the top, or at least you know you get about 20-30 feet up, and there appear to be like a city built into these trees.
That's amazing. Do I recognize it in any way?
No. It's definitely nowhere you've heard of in Cormyr. And you could see, like, there are people wandering around on the ground, and they all appear to be elves.
So, if I step outside the door, am I still in that place, or am I upstairs?
Oh no, you step outside the door and you're upstairs.
Huh. That's interesting.
What is?
And I guess I would turn around looking for the door, and I'm sure it wouldn't be there.
Oh no.
There was a city outside, but it wasn't Cormyr. It was some kind of elf city in a forest when I went outside before I got here.
Interesting.
I think this place moves.
Well, yeah, if it showed up out of nowhere in Cormyr, I'm sure it'll go somewhere else, right? Once it leaves.
I suppose so. It's magic, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's just interesting. I didn't expect to see it.
Yeah, I guess.
So, you guys are upstairs on the western stairway, right? Because, on the bottom floor, the north and the south of the big room are the entrances, and then east and west are the big, sort of spreading, branching stairways that lead around the big room and go up to the second floor. The second floor of the big room is just like the ceiling space of the main room, so you can't even
like
get to
balcony?
it from. Huh?
Is it like a balcony around the outside?
No, you can't get into the main room from the second floor.
Oh, okay.
Meaning that anybody who's there eating from the second floor, like, they had to go to the first floor and go around to the entrance.
So we basically only have the slices on the second floor. So,
Yep, exactly. The entire center is just a wall, basically.
Oh, okay.
But
So we'd be on the outside here.
But if you went to, but as you sort of go around to the south, because you know what section you have to get to, as you go around, you see that the staircases to the third floor are here.
any shiny
Okay.
bikes in there?
No, just seems to be a staircase. And it's not a big, like, grand, you go up and then there's a landing and then there are two ways. It's not like that. It's just like a single staircase that leads up. So it's a lot less grand than getting up to the second floor. Yeah.
Okay.
So you and Kraus and Wood are all there, sort of looking at it. I think Wood would ask, "We're not going to have to go up there, are we?"
Are you afraid?
You don't want to go up there?
He goes, "You say there's a forest outside. I had to go sit in my trunk to reach the second floor. I don't know what's going to be on the third floor."
But that's why it's fun.
If you say so.
We probably won't be able to go up anyway.
Kind of want to try, but I kind of need to find some stuff first.
He goes, "But I thought you didn't have the list ready yet."
Oh, I finished it.
How long were you in the forest?
Just a couple minutes.
Sometimes I think you guys have more spells than you're letting anyone know about.
Probably.
Just have to keep up.
Well, okay, so you guys are kind of upstairs, and, I mean, do you lead them to where they need to be?
Who, me?
Yes.
I don't know where I'm going.
This is, well, I mean, you were shown the section you need to go to.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. The thing in pink that's right there in front of my face. Sorry about that.
Yes.
Be like,
You're
oh
doing-
yeah, I have this map, and I would take a crumpled up piece of paper out of my pocket and like, sorry, I forgot. This way.
Okay. Let's see.
And I would start down this
I
hallway here.
think to access each section, you have to go down its hallway and look left. So yeah, that would be the one to go down. Okay, so the atmosphere up here is a lot different. Partially because fewer people make it to the second level than the first, so it's, a lot less heavily trafficked. The decorations are still up in the main sections, but when you go down the hallways, it's just sort of bare.
Like when you go to the not funded parts of the campus.
Yeah. It's partially that it's less decorated, though there is still like a carpet on the floor, just the center of the floor. And it's partially just because everyone who should be here is downstairs, right?
This is a little creepy.
The only light, the blue lights on the wall don't flare to life when you go down the hallway. It just stays dark. So what do you guys do? Like nobody's an elf, so nobody has infravision, so nobody can really see.
I would cast my little magic blue light.
Okay. That'll light up the immediate area.
Okay. That's something.
Okay, the only other light aside from her little blue light in the palm of her hand is a single square of light just sort of projecting. It's like a window and a door on the left. And it just sort of projects some light.
Okay.
If it's laid out like it is on the first floor, you would have to go past that window to get to the component room.
To get to what?
Wait.
The component room.
Okay.
But it's a window, not to the outside, right? It's not on the outside wall.
No, again, if it's laid out the way it is downstairs, it would be one of those blank stone rooms.
See.
Do we need to be sneaky?
Are you being sneaky?
No. But this is creepy.
It is.
I'm scared.
Can you pass me the light? I'll go if you pass me the light.
It's a magical light.
I think I can't right now. It's kind of attached. I would just kind of like yo-yo with it.
Just carry on then. Let's go. Great.
All
It's
right.
just a school. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Okay.
I'm sure there's no monsters in here.
Oh, thanks. Okay, so I keep going and just be like really jumpy the whole way.
Okay. Do you guys stop and look?
Yeah, I'll kind of peek around the corner of the doorway there, see what's inside.
Definitely.
There's a lady in there. She seems to be wearing pretty expensive looking clothing. She's even got a few rings and stuff. She's got a dagger, on her belt. She seems to be bent over like the middle of the floor, and she seems to be finishing up what is a giant circle with a bunch of random stuff inside it. Like written. So it's just like a big. It looks like chalk, but then you notice that it's actually salt. And inside the big circle, like around the edges, are other like rune type symbols drawn at different elements, different positions of the clock around the circle, but all in salt.
Does she notice us?
Well, do you guys keep going past?
I kind of want to see what happens.
Oh, okay. Well, she finishes up the big circle, and it's a little bit wobbly. And she sort of goes over to a little stool that seems to be holding like not only a candle for some reason, since the entire room seems to be magically lit. That is to say, you can't even see where the source of light is. It's just you can see everything, and there are no shadows. Even so, she's got a little stool that has notes and a candle on it. And when she goes over, she reads her notes, and then just sort of suddenly jerks her head towards the window and sees both of you standing there.
I would wave, go hi.
Huh. Well, that's unusual. What's your charisma?
A 16, I think.
Okay, does it say reaction modifier or something like that?
I see reaction adjustment 5,
Really?
and I've rolled next to it, if that helps.
Actually, yeah.
Roll that.
Yeah. What does it say? Oh, that's cool. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so 3. Yeah, she would just sort of come over to the door and see the 3 of you sort of standing there almost sneakily. And she would just sort of go, hello?
Oh, sorry, you cut out there. I didn't hear what you said.
Hello?
What'd she say? Hi.
She would say,
What kind of spell are you casting?
I'm Gator. Do you guys need help?
Yeah, we could use some help.
She goes, with what?
I'm just trying to learn this spell. I think it's a little bit more advanced. This is the first time I've been up here. I was wondering how students normally go about getting materials for their spells.
She'd say, well, to be honest, nobody's quite sure. There are students whose job it is to go through and make sure that all the stuff is in order and to keep an inventory on it. But as far as I can tell, as long as you don't take more than you actually need, nobody seems to know or care.
Okay.
She says, but if you're trying something that's too high level, like they've been known to take note of that.
How high level is too high level? Like, just if you get hurt by casting it or something?
She says, well, like, for instance, if you start taking diamonds out and you're not actually trying to cast anything with them, I think they're going to notice.
Oh, well, yeah.
Or
I would assume.
Or if you take, like, enough components for, like, 6 tries of a certain spell, they're probably going to notice that, too. But for the most part, if you think you're as near as I can tell, I've been here for at least a year. I honestly don't know anymore. But as far as I can tell, nobody knows. There's the mouths that say no unauthorized entry, but I don't know what qualifies people for authorization.
Well, that's useful knowledge. Thank you.
She just says, be careful, okay?
I will. What kind of spell are you casting here?
This is the part where she sort of closes up a little bit, gets a little bit less open. She says, oh, just something I found.
Oh, that's neat. Where do you find things? I actually saw this really cool little dragon creature, and it started teaching me parts of a spell. What's a cool spell you found? Like, where do you look?
She might actually sort of look at you as though she's trying to, like, see you for the first time or something. And she says, Suresu gave you a spell.
We kind of nod.
She goes, and you two? And sort of points to Wood and Kraus.
We're just along for the ride.
Wood would start Shia LaBeouf stammering and just going no, and just trying to back up down the hallway.
Be like, it's okay, Brainy, come back. No one's trying to hurt you.
Let him go. He's just slowing us down.
He would come back And she'd go, well, just don't kill yourselves. I don't want to have to answer questions about you guys.
Oh no. That's why there's more than one of us here as well. In case something goes wrong, someone can go fetch help.
She's kind of says, I'm gonna get back to it before it goes bad.
Sure. Be careful.
Okay. I'd still be like super chipper and cheerful, even though it's like scary, almost dark magic looking. And I'd be like, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, as you kind of notice that there does seem to be what appears to be like a fresh organ in the middle of the circle.
Kind of stare at it and not say anything else after I notice it.
Okay.
I ask her, do you mind if I stay and watch?
She goes, yes. And then just kind of clicks the door shut.
Damn it.
And you're not sure what she does, but it's almost like she draws a curtain down over the window, but it's not a physical curtain, it's just darkness.
Well, I still got my little blue light, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it's darker than it was before, so also creepier. But yeah, just a couple doors down is the component room.
Okay. Well, once we were past the door and all of that, I would be like, well, that was kind of weird.
I really wanted to see that.
I don't know. She seems like she's hiding something. Do you see that thing in the middle of the floor?
Yeah, what about it?
Like, that can't be good magic, right?
Of course it can.
Like what?
All magic is good magic.
I wouldn't say anything.
It's just what you do with it. That could be good or bad.
I don't know.
Yeah, I read it in the library the other day. It's a big book about magic philosophy there.
Okay, so do you do a tiny jig and then take a nap?
And then what?
I don't know. I'm just saying whatever random penises pop into my head.
I would continue down the hallway and see if the next door was the storeroom.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, then I would go in.
An eye would form out of the front side of the nearest shelf wall, and it would speak. It would say
Talking eye.
no unauthorized entry. And then it would fade back into the wood.
What happens if I wave at it? Does it come back?
No. It's just a wood plank now.
Hey, are you still there?
No answer at all.
I keep waving.
Okay, so how long do you sit there and wave at the nearest shelf?
Well, nothing seems to be happening right away, so probably just a couple of seconds.
Okay, good.
Just get stuck doing that.
You guys just stand absolutely still while she waves at a shelf for an hour.
No, it's come on, grab your components. What are you waiting for?
Okay.
I'm not actually there for an hour.
So, how do you guys go about it?
Well, I would start seeing how things are organized and start looking for incense and charcoal and a brazier.
Okay. The brazier would be the easiest to find by far.
Would be what?
The easiest to find by far.
Okay. Well, I would find that first and kind of use it to gather up other things.
Cool.
Like a shopping basket. There aren't any baskets or anything, are there?
Sacks, yeah.
Okay, I might take one of those.
Okay, so is it just you just looking around?
Well, I kind of look back behind me to see if anybody's followed.
I mean, how
Guys?
big is this room? Is it just a room that we can see her from the doorway?
Well, it's like a library.
Okay. If it's like if you get in and you kind of, it's a big room with like multiple shelves. Yeah, I would follow her.
So, yeah, if you sort of look at it like that, then, you know, shelves.
Yeah, it's like a room filled with shelves, right?
Yeah, and then the door would be like right here. So, you know, as soon as you open the door, this nearest shelf here would be the one that had the talking eye. And then, so if you guys don't follow in after her, she basically disappears from view.
No, I do.
Okay.
I was imagining just like an open room with shelves around the walls. But yeah, if it's something like that, I would definitely go in.
Okay.
Like,
So, I mean, obviously she has her list. What do you do?
I'm just like going along. I'm not.
Okay. So you're essentially the hold this person.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you find you find the most expensive stuff, right? Because it's obvious because they put it on a top shelf and it's got a little bit more presentation to it.
All right, well, I would probably go for that because I would know how expensive this stuff is.
Yeah.
Be very careful with it.
All right. So basically you've got a sack full of random stuff now. About halfway through your list, you guys would just hear a massive like boom.
Did you hear that? What was that?
And I think Wood would stick his head in and go, "Guys, did you hear that? What was that?"
Was it out? Was it in here or outside?
Is it
Can
the
we
thing
tell?
that's from down the hallway? I think we should go.
It's not a troll in the dungeon, is it?
I think we should go. We shouldn't be here. It's dangerous.
I mean,
All right. Let me finish up. And I would. So would I have everything on my list? I would be a brass brazier, charcoal, and the incense and herbs.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was about
All right.
halfway through your list when you heard the boom. So you still got about half to go. You started with the most
I would keep
expensive
going.
stuff, so now you guys just have to pick through the lower shelves to find the individual materials. So just
I
you-
would
Just you by
show
yourself?
Kraus the list so we could hurry up.
Okay.
And I
Well,
would tell Brainy to keep watch.
Oh, what's he gonna? There's no light outside.
So yeah, you guys
Just look for the stuff.
you guys sort of go through looking through, you know, random stuff. So you'd find stuffed mice on one shelf, you'd find sawdust right next to it, like just random stuff. You'd find what appears to be like a tiny stage.
Stage.
Yeah. Just like a
That's
little
weird.
like a little miniature amphitheater just carved out of stone. So just
This
random
place is
stuff.
weird.
And at random intervals, it would just be the massive, just like boom.
Yeah, it's all good.
And just stuff,
Um,
stuff shaking and just boom, boom.
Is it be closer?
No, same distance. And then every time that happens, he'd go, "We should go. It's scary."
concert.
Don't. If you want to go, go.
He
Brainy.
runs. You get to
Alright.
you get to if you want to go, and he runs.
Come on, let's get your stuff and let's get out of here.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay. So. Let's see here. So just the occasional booms, and then you would hear just definitely a human voice shouting words, but muffled by stone walls.
It doesn't sound like it's coming from that girl's room, does it?
It might be. It's coming from that direction.
Was that,
Oh,
did that
God.
sound like Brainy at all?
No.
The muffled sound?
You just heard him like slap, his feet slapping sound all the way down the hall.
Yeah, sure.
So he's definitely gone.
Yeah.
So basically you throw the last thing into a sack and you're just like, let's go.
Yeah, I would be out of there pretty quick as soon as I was done.
From a couple doors down, you would see that the door is like bending outward.
Well, that's horrifying.
The glass would shatter because it's not meant to do that. I mean, the door's not meant to do that either. You would hear one last, "I command you," and then and basically the door would just burst open, and it doesn't burst open into planks.
Oh, no.
It bursts into splinters, and there would just be this like.
There's a what?
She summoned something stupid.
And you see
Some sort of monster.
You see what appear to be bird-like legs that end in claws.
Is this the monster
there are 4 of them. There's like this slimy, like wrinkled, purple, mottled skin. It's got like it walks all the way out, and you see that its entire torso just like is like a bag of stuff, just like undulating and changing shape.
Like an amoeba toad horse?
Yeah. It's short, narrow, undulating. You're immediately hit with the overwhelming smell of just rotting fish. You would see two arms. They appear to be like bear arms, but they don't end in bear hands. They end in like eagle talons. And he's just got like this mohawk of hair that always stays put no matter how much the torso undulates. And what would sort of preceded out the room would be like a horse head with the tiniest like nose. So it like narrows down to a tiny point nose and like a sucker mouth. So like a vacuum hose that ends in a sucker kind of thing. A single orange-red, like multifaceted eye just stuck right in the center of it. So it's basically like an orange-red fly eye.
God, this thing is weird.
It's also got human ears on either side. and it appears to have one of those like V crests, like an owl. So horse head, owl crest, human ears, tiny nose.
This is a weird alien thing.
And it appears to just be like waving everything everywhere, and it just sort of, screams. It steps out into the hallway in between your exit and and you.
Was there an exit back here though, on the outer ring?
Well, if it's set up like the lower floors, that's where the dorm rooms are.
Do they go? Is there a hallway around the outside of the dorm rooms, or is it like? Is that the gray part a hallway, or is that?
That's the wall.
Closed off rooms.
That's a wall.
Oh crap!
You said these hallways are about 10 feet wide, right?
Yes.
So we can. It's not taking up the whole width of hallway.
It's pretty close. It's definitely going to be able to reach out and try and get you if you run past. So when it bursts open into splinters and steps out into the hallway, and you see it, what is your first reaction?
Run
Probably freeze. Where
Okay,
are you gonna
where
run?
are you running to?
away. To the back over here.
Okay, so its human-looking ear would twitch, and it would sort of. It doesn't so much turn its head as much as its face slides over to the side of its head,
Ew.
and it would just sort of let out another. And it would start walking towards you.
Nice, you've attracted it.
What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Okay, calm down. Just grab my hand, stay close to me.
Okay, so you guys are on the second floor, presumably alone, with some weird monstrosity that was summoned and is now blocking your exit. And that's where we're going to stop.
Dun dun dun. That was fun.
All right.
We don't even have any like offensive spells. We can't kill this thing.
Yeah, this is gonna be ugly. I vote run the hell away.
But run where? We're like backed into a corner.
Distract it, throw something at it.
Well, the options you guys seem to have are the dorm rooms and the component room.
Or my cantrips. I've got 2 cantrips I can use so we can try and sneak past them.
I don't think. I mean, it's not so wide that you could do that.
What do you mean? I mean, does it take up the whole hallway?
I mean, it's definitely not very tall, but it is pretty wide. Yeah.
Because if I could distract it just for a short bit, just like sneak past it,
Well,
that would be my goal.
going for the most uttered phrase within a half hour. If it's set up like the lower floors, then the dorm rooms are the ones that sort of go from hallway to hallway.
Oh wait, so there's 2 entrances to the dorm rooms on either hallway?
There are downstairs, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
that gives
component
us
room,
a
on the other
control.
hand, has one entrance.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that gives us a way out through the dorm rooms. Yes.
Yeah, presumably. Also, there are windows out there, but also you don't know how fast it goes. It certainly slid its face to the side of its head fast enough.
Look at this face. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it could have like magic stuff too.
Did you take any cantrips yet?
I can make a light.
You didn't take any other cantrips yet? Jeez. I mean, I
No,
can
I
try.
didn't.
I have the cantrip exterminate, right?
You do.
That
So,
kills everything, right? Exterminate just kills everything.
well, it kills small things, like things the size of
I mean-
like a spider or a mouse or a rat.
I know, I'm just goofing. Oh my! I was thinking of
Why level up?
either
We could
casting
exterminate the dragon.
distract or gnats. Those are the ones I was looking at. Distract and then like slip away.
I could try like throwing the light at it or something.
Okay, so
See, next week.
Should I
Oh,
just
next
make
week I'm
my
not
notes?
here actually.
is that when?
No.
Oh no.
I'm off on holiday next week.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
But it'll be that week, and then I'll be back for the
Okay.
rest until Christmas.
nice. What about you, Minister Zan?
That's next week. Hang on.
December
second.
something.
Yeah, next week is the 2nd, Friday.
I should be here.
Nice.
Do you want to take a break? Because it was just the two of us this time.
Yeah, it was just the two of you. At the same time, I do actually have something that we could do. Something that's
What's that?
one of, huh?
I
think
didn't
you
catch
cut
all
out.
that.
I said, yeah, if you actually want a week off, we could do that. Or I do actually have something we could do. Something that's one of my favorite things.
All right. I just don't want to fight that horse monster by myself.
Yeah, no. Especially since you didn't take any cantrips.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of.
I spent too much time chasing animals.
Well, that's true. You don't have cantrips, but you did. You do know how to. You do know find familiar, essentially. You guys are keeping track of all the spells, you know, right?
Yeah. I don't know what the name on that other one was, if there's a formal name for it, though. The Expelliarmus one.
What would you call it?
I just called it Expelliarmus.
Good.
So we could cast it on him, and he'll lose its arms. Excellent.
All right. Your the game you run is 2nd edition, right?
Yep.
Cool. So you know how to make a 2nd edition character?
Yep.
All right. So.
I mean, we just pretty much did for this one, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I asked you to make a 4th or 5th level fighter class character, you could do it.
Yep.
Okay.
Might be a little bit slow with it, so lead up time would be good. But should I start with the 4th one? 4th level fighter?
Yeah, let's go with 4th. And fighter class character, so it could be fighter, could be paladin, could be ranger, could be
Whatever you want.
could be friggin' samurai.
Samurai.
Oh, that'd be fun.
It's in the complete fighter's handbook on Purple Worm. It's one of the kits.
Wow.
Cool. I will look into that.
Yeah.
What's the setting?
It's just kind of hills and then a forest and then grassland.
Fantasy era?
Yeah. Like, if you wanted to serve a Forgotten Realms god, then it could take place in one of the empty spaces.
Okay.
Yeah. Or if you pick Greyhawk,
Cool.
or, it's just kind of nothing, really.
That works.
Yeah, so just 4th level fighter class. You could pick a kit if you want. And if you have a paladin, you would have your mount.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Not a holy avenger, so not quite that powered. But you would have your special mount that paladins get. Actually, there's a kit for 2nd edition fighters it's like horseman based. So you could do that too.
Like a cavalry thing?
Yeah. I think they call it a groom. I don't know. It's one of the kits.
Cool.
That sounds cool.
Do you guys want to continue Icewind Dale tomorrow?
That was my second question. Oh, I'm gonna stop the stream.